To another video on the channel. It's going to be our League One predictions today. So, just for the record, this is a squad I know the absolute least about. Or not the squad, the league I know the absolute least about. I'm not far from waking up, to be honest. I'm still quite tired. But this is a league I know the least about. So no judgment, no laughing, because I don't really know a lot about the league. First thing we do have to do, though, is because it wouldn't let me do it before. Well, it let me do it before, but it wouldn't let me stream with it. I'm going to have to rotate the teams out that went up and down because for whatever reason it wouldn't let me do it on my fucking thing. So I'm just trying to remember who got relegated and who got promoted. Off the top of my head. Of course, we have to do the ones from the Championship as well, so bear with me. Because, yeah, it didn't want to do it last time. It just said, oh, your game's going to crash. I was like, alright, fair enough. So League 2, it was Forest Green. Doncaster went down for... We'll say Bristol, they went up. And Crew went down for... We'll go with Port Vale, just so don't forget them. And... Who was the last one that went down? Was it Gillingham? I've got to Google this. Was it Gillingham? I have a feeling it's Gillingham. Yeah, alright. Gillingham for Exeter. Sweet. Now we've got to do the teams that went up. So Wigan, Rotherham and Sunderland. Wigan for Derby. Rotherham for Peterborough. And then Sunderland for Barnsley. I wish I could have done this off screen. I did it off screen, but then the game crashed, so it is what it is. But here we are anyway. Teams are all set. Just make sure the stream's working properly, and then we're on and ready to go. Bit of background there for you, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, this is the league I know the least about out of all the three, because at least in League 2 I do support a team. I support Bradford City in League 2, but in League 1 I am absolutely as clueless as the next man. So this is just going to be complete guesswork. Even if I do look at the transfers, I won't know a lot of who they are. So that's probably not any use either. What we're going to do is we're just going to go through the teams and kind of guess where I think they're going to finish. Now, we kick off with Accrington Stanley. I believe last year, actually, I'm going to have to take a drink of water. I think last year I actually predicted them to get relegated. I didn't think the strongest squad was strong enough. And I predicted them to get relegated. But they proved me wrong. I think they survived quite clearly. I think they survived quite well. Maybe I'll have the League 1 table open. That's kind of how I'll judge it. From last season. They finished in 12th. They finished in mid-table, so it's a strong season for Accrington. They didn't go anywhere near the relegation zone, and they didn't really go anywhere near promotion. But I think they're going to drop a little bit this year. I don't think they're going to go up a little bit. I'm going to say 15th for Accrington. I swear my dog knows when I've just started recording, because as soon as I start recording, she starts making noise. I think she knows. She must hear me. Up next, we have got Barnsley, just relegated from the Championship. But the funny thing is, Derby had about 20 or 30 points. Like, was it 20? It might not have been 20 or 30, but they had about 15 or 20 points taken off them. And yet, Barnsley still finished at the bottom of the table. They still finished below Derby. Derby did go down in the end anyway, but Barnsley were catastrophic in the Championship last season. But I think they'll turn it around. I don't think they'll go up automatically. I may change my mind on that. Of course, there's still a spreadsheet in the description in case I change my mind. But I think they're going to get. I think they're going to get third. I think they're just going to get into. I think they're going to get into playoffs. Just miss out on automatics. So Barnsley are in third. They do have a good squad, and unless that's been ripped apart, which I don't think it has been ripped apart too badly, they have the quality, I think, to just go back up and do it again in the Championship. I may be wrong on that, But I may be wrong on a lot of these. So there you go. Up next is Bolton. Now, Bolton is a team I want to see back in the Premier League, to be honest. They're a team that were really fun to watch in the Premier League. I wouldn't be opposed to see them. So last season, I predicted them ninth, and they actually finished ninth on the button. I'm going to say a slight bit of improvement. I think they'll just miss playoffs again, but I'm going to say a slight bit of improvement. I'm going to say 8th place for Bolton. If it's taking a little while, it's because I'm writing them down so I don't forget where I've put them. Then I can put them on the spreadsheet after. The spreadsheet will be in the description down below. Bolton, yeah, I'm going to say a bit of improvement this year. They do have a decent squad. Again, if that's not ripped apart, then they should be fine. I don't think they've had too many outgoings. So, Bolton, I would say, bit of improvement. I wouldn't say quite there yet, if that makes sense. And because I got it spot on last year, I'm quietly confident in my chances this year as well. Up next is Bristol Rovers. Now, this is a fun story for Bristol Rovers. Last year, they were obviously in League Two in the race for automatic promotion. What they had to do was they had to win by 7 goals to get to the automatic spot. They had to beat Scunthorpe set by 7 goals and hope that Northampton didn't get a result. I think actually they were on the same points, but didn't get as much of a result. Bristol Rovers won exactly 7-0. But you have to remember, it is Scunthorpe, one of the most woeful teams in the Football League last year. And they seem like a bit of a yo-yo team. So for that reason, and I'm sorry Bristol Rovers fans, I'm predicting you to go straight back down. I'm putting you in 22nd. Purely because I think there's a couple of teams worse than you, but I don't think it's going to be I think it's going to be a saving season in League Two. I think it's going to be a yo-yo season. Hopefully I'm not proven wrong, but I might be. I'm going to have to sneeze. Alright. Up next, we have got Burton Albion. Now, Burton Albion, you're a curious case for me, because I always seem to put them down near the bottom of the table or in the relegation zone kind of area. And they always finish above where I predict them, because I think they got like 18th or 19th last year and finished 16th. But I don't. It's a difficult one because they've got an okay squad, but they don't have the depth, and they don't have. I guess they don't have the stamina to like keep going. But 16th was a good achievement from last season. I think they're just going to keep surviving in League One, but I don't think they're going to. Like, I don't think they're going to be safe. I think it's going to be like a relegation battle, but I think they'll finish clear enough. I'm going to say 18th place for Burton Albion. I could be proven wrong. Like I said, I probably would be proven wrong for most of these teams. It's the least knowledge I have for a league in England, but we will go with it. Burton Albion. I don't hate Burton Albion. I like some of the football they play, but it's just I don't know. I can't see them ever getting into the top half of League One. I'm going to try and watch a lot more football league football this year. I'll try and watch the football league show as much as I can. I'll try and watch highlights where I can as well. Because I do want to watch it and try and get a bit more involved in it, so I know a bit more what's going on. But I don't know. It's just trying to. It's difficult to try and catch up with a lot of football because a lot of football goes on. But anyway, up next is Cambridge United, and I believe I put them in the relegation zone last year. I might be incorrect on that information, but they finished 14th. And the reason I put them in the relegation zone is because their squad depth was appalling. And I didn't think they had a proven goal scorer, to be honest. I think was my other reason. And they did still concede 74 goals, the fourth most in the league. Defence was bad. Or is it the fifth most? Actually, there's a lot more teams that conceded more than Cambridge, but still, 74 concessions ain't great. If you're not bumped out at defence, ain't going to be a great season for them. I think they're going to fall. I'm not going to predict relegation zone for them because that was stupid, and I think they will stay up. But I'm going to say 19th for them. I think they're going to fall a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think they're going to fall far enough to go down to League Two again. But I do think Cambridge don't stay up easily. I think they'll be dragged into a relegation battle. Up next, we've got Charlton Athletic. This is a team that I remember not vividly, but vaguely being in the Premier League when I was younger. And they've definitely fallen. They've definitely fallen down the leagues. And I thought for a little bit last season they were going to get into playoffs, but they've fallen and slumped to 13th. They've lost more games than they've won last season, which is shocking for a club like Charlton, in my opinion. But see, the thing is, I don't see them improving on it much. It wasn't great play last season from Charlton. You expect better from them, I think. I think they'll go into top half, but I don't think they'll get any further than that. I'm going to say 11th place for Charlton Athletic. If any of these sound stupid, bear in mind, I have if you're just joining, I have next to no football league knowledge in League 1 anyway. I have slightly more in League 2, but not by much. Up next is Cheltenham Town. I believe I put Cheltenham Town to go down as well, and ended up finishing 15th. But it's again that squad depth, and I think Cheltenham conceded 80 goals. They scored 66. They're capable of scoring, but they can't concede, or they can't stop conceding, and they can't get good results. 17 draws, I believe, is most in the league last season. Actually, it's Wimbledon who had the most draws in the league, but Cheltenham second place in most draws. They can't seem to finish a game off. They can't decide whether to win or lose. Again, I want to predict some relegation again, but I don't think they'll fall that spectacularly. I'm going to say 17th, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I just don't think they've got enough of the depth to continue on like they did last season. They'll fall a little bit. But I feel like the ones that I thought were going to get relegated last year will probably get relegated this year, knowing my luck, if that makes sense. I mean, I did predict, I think, 2 teams to go down correctly. Not in the right positions, but correctly. I think I got Wimbledon and Crewe. Thought Doncaster and Gillingham would stay up, I believe, from my memory. Anyway, up next is Derby County. Need I say more? Need I say more? I think they've kept a lot of their squad, haven't they? I think there's a couple of big name departures, but I think they kept the majority of the squad. And I think realistically, the squad should be strong enough to walk League One. I might be wrong. Again, I've not kept up with the transfer news. They might have had their team ripped apart like Wolves. They might be down in bloody mid-table this season, but I think it's just easy for them. I think they're just going to walk it. And I'm going to say Derby County win League One. Bold prediction, but we're going for it. I just don't see them staying in League One for longer than a season. I know they've had their financial issues. I know they've had other issues plaguing the club, but I just don't see them staying down in the League One. They need to go back up to the Championship ASAP, and I think they will. And the thing is as well, if they hadn't had their multiple points deductions, they would have survived the Championship, I believe. I want to check this one out a little bit. Bear with me. Derby County. It's the only one I really check because it's the only one I really know about. Championship. They finished in 23rd last season on 45 points, was it? 34 points. Without the points deductions, I can't remember what the points deductions were, but I believe they would have finished in 17th. I think they had minus 21 points in the end. They would have finished in 17th. They would have been clear relegation by a long way. So I don't see them spending more than one season in League One, to be honest. I see them going straight back up, and I see them winning the league. Up next, Exeter City. Now, this is a curious case as well, because Exeter did get automatically promoted from League 2, and they were like a hair away from winning the league title as well. They caught it with Forest Green so well, and they were so close to winning the league. It wasn't far off. It was a minute difference. And in the end, they finished second, but it wasn't a bad season by any means. However, I think they're another team that's going to yo-yo straight back down. And I don't really have a lot of information, obviously, on Exeter, but I don't have a lot of confidence in them either. The squad depth may be lacking for League One, and I just don't feel like they have kind of just the depth for League One. So I'm going to put them, and this might be a bit harsh, I'm going to put them in 23rd. I think they're going to go straight back down. And apologies to any to any Exeter fans, but it is what it is. I got to predict these, and I don't think that they're going to have enough to survive in League One. Up next is Fleetwood Town. Where did they finish last year? Because it will really determine where I put them this year. They finished in 20th. They survived on goal difference. Fleetwood have been hanging about that kind of area for a long time now. And I think it's a season, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's a season they will go down. I don't think they'll survive. I don't think they'll keep going this season. They've been circling the drain quite a bit down in League One. That's one thing I have noticed. And I think they're going to... this is harsh, and I'm sorry, Fleetwood fans as well. I'm sorry for anyone predicting a bad position, really. But I think Fleetwood will finish bottom of the league. I don't know if it'll be a record low, but I don't think they'll have enough to stay up this time around. I think they're going down, and I think they're going to go down fighting, but I'm going to say bottom of the league. And I know that's a bold prediction because they might have strengthened, they might have done very well in strengthening their side, and they may have actually pushed on a little bit, but I just think they're going to go down. I just don't see Fleetwood as a League One team, if that makes any sense. I've just known them more in League Two, and I think that's probably where they'll be. There's one relegation spot up for grabs remaining, and Forest Green are not going to be the team to occupy that. I believe Forest Green have rebuilt quite well over the summer. They have lost a manager. They've lost a couple of players, but I believe they've rebuilt quite well because there's a Discord I'm in, and there's a couple of Forest Green fans in there, and they've been talking about how they've changed the club around. I know the manager's gone to Watford, I believe it is, but they've got a couple of sales. They've also strengthened the squad in those positions as well. And at the start of the season, I was confident of getting Forest Green getting top half in League One. And they still might. But with the sales and with the fact that the manager's gone, I'm going to bump him down a little bit. I'm going to place him in 16th position. I think they're going to be fine. I don't think there's going to be any danger of any relegation. I just don't think they're going to hit top half this season. Maybe they'll build it up and kick on next season into a top half position, but I just don't think it'll be this season. Up next, we've got Ipswich. Now, I really want to believe that Ipswich will go back up to the Championship. I really want to. But I've been predicting them to go into playoffs every time, and I've predicted them to go back up every time. And it just, every time they just hit some kind of shit form and end up finishing mid-table. I don't know, they've got the squad, they've got the talent, but they just don't seem to have the longevity. They finished in 11th last season, a mighty 13 points off of playoffs. Now, call me stupid, call me dumb, but they have rebuilt their squad well over the summer, and I'm going to put them in playoffs again. And if they don't fucking get playoffs again this season, I ain't doing it anymore. I ain't putting them in there. I low-key think they're going to get automatically promoted as well. I might switch someone around in the playoffs with Ipswich. Whoever put an automatic promotion, I might put them up into second. But I think Ipswich will finish in playoffs, and I want to believe it. But off of previous kind of seasons, they don't seem to have the length to continue for the entire season, but we'll see. I put them in 5th for the record, if anyone's interested, which of course you're interested. That's the whole point of the video. But 5th place for Ipswich. I want to believe they'll go up, but only time will tell. The problem is I already predicted someone to win the playoffs out of those 4 teams, so maybe I will bump Ipswich up to second. We will see. Lincoln City. Now, another curious case, in my opinion. There's a lot of the lower mid-table positions filled. But where did Lincoln finish last year? They finished 17th. It was a difficult season for them, to be fair. It wasn't easy. But they did manage to clear relegation by quite a bit. I think it's just because the bottom 4 teams were so poor that Lincoln managed to do enough to get out of that area. But I think they're going to do it again, but I think they're going to finish just above rather than a few places above. I've put them at 20th. Now, of course, these are subject to change. If I've changed my mind, it'll be reflected in the spreadsheet down below. That's probably your best bet. of getting the correct predictions. But of course, I'm going to predict them on here just for content, really, and we'll see what happens. But Lincoln City, I don't see him surviving by much, but I do see him surviving. MK Dons. Now, this is a team that is full of money, full of hope, full of talent. They have lost Scott Twine, but they've rebuilt, I think, in general. And I may be doing a bold prediction here. This may be something bold. This is a risky manoeuvre, and I may change it before the end of the video here, but I'm putting MK Dons up into second. I think they're going to get automatics. I may be tripping off my nut. I may be very bold with that. But they've rebuilt really well. They've got a lot of money to build up on, and I think they're going to kick on this season. Playoffs last season as well. They came close. I think they're going to go one step further, and I think they're going to get automatics. Third place last season, only by a point as well. It was a very close race. But like I said, I think they're going to go a bit further. The season before, they finished 13th, so you can see the rebuild in one season. And I don't think they're going to fall. I think they're all going to get higher, and I think they're going to get automatically promoted. Call me crazy. I am, but call me correct by the end of the day, because it probably will happen. Up next is Morecambe, and I really want to believe that the Shrimps will stay up. I really want to believe it. But last season, it didn't look convincing. I predicted them bottom of the league last season, and they finished in 19th. It didn't look convincing at all whatsoever. And I'm sorry, Morecambe fans. I think you're going to drop down into that relegation area. I'm not going to put you bottom. I'm not going to put Morecambe bottom. I'll be fair. I think Morecambe will finish, if my phone could get out of the way, in 21st. They will go down, but they won't go down by much. I've realised I've missed out a team here that I may want to swap with one of the other teams. So bear with me on that one. We'll get to that imminently. But Morecambe, I think, just going to go down. And I'm sorry, Morecambe. I do want Morecambe to succeed. I don't know if they will. Up next is Oxford United, who I thought would just finish lower mid-table, I believe, last season. And they ended up finishing 8th. So fair fucks to them. Like, they exceeded my expectations. I didn't obviously expect them to finish in the top half. But fair play to them. And I believe the season before they finished 8th as well, didn't they? Last season they finished 8th. Season before they finished 6th. They were in playoffs last time around. So maybe I'm under-predicting Oxford, but they have gone down a couple of places, which is kind of my impetus for predicting this. I think they're going to go down just one more place. I'm going to put Oxford in 9th position. Prove me wrong, Oxford, please. I would like to see you in the Championship. But I don't know if you are going to, stay there. Bear with me. But you're there for now. Oxford in 9th is what I'm saying. Up next, Peterborough. You are a curious customer as well. I don't really know where to go with this one because they are a yo-yo club. But I feel like there's more deserving clubs to get promoted this year. But they are good. They are a good team in League One. They're a strong side. I'm going to predict them. I'm going to predict them in the playoffs. I don't think they'll go up, but I'm going to predict them in the playoffs. I'm going to say, Lord, I put 4th or 6th. I'm going to put them 6th, just below Ipswich. Peterborough sneaking in. I may change my mind yet, of course, but I think that's probably a safe one. Peterborough to go straight back up, but they were pretty woeful in the Championship, and they almost had the chances of going below Derby at one point, who had the obviously had the points thingy where they lost the points. I forgot what the word is. But anyway, up next is Plymouth. Oh mate, they've been on fire. They've been on fire, but then they just miss out. They're always the bridesmaid, never the bride. They had such a good season last season, and they built on that really well. Is it bold of me to put them in playoffs? Yes. Am I going to put them in playoffs? No. Unfortunately not. Unfortunately, I won't be. I'm going to put them just outside on 7th again. I think they're just going to fall. I'm sorry to Plymouth fans, but they're just going to be outside. I'm considering swapping Plymouth and Peterborough, to be fair. But I think Plymouth are just going to finish outside. And the Ipswich prediction is always just that hope rather than expectation. There may be a couple I actually swap here. I've just realised some of the teams that are still within this league. Up next is Port Vale. Right. I think this is where the swapping starts to come in. I think this is where I start to swap them around. I'll read out my table at the end and then swap them around, I think, because this is a difficult one. Port Vale. Oh, do they? I don't think they go down. I don't think they go down. I just don't know where to put them. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to write them down for now. And then kind of put a little number next to them. If I've changed my mind. Because I think that makes more sense. Currently they're sat at 14th, but I don't think they're going to get that. If that makes any sense. But up next, it's just kind of just figuring out his last positions. Up next is Portsmouth, who is another team I remember, not vividly, vaguely, remember them winning the FA Cup back in 2008, if that's the right year. And that was a hell of an achievement. They were in the Premier League. They were in 7th place, I believe, that season as well. They were flying. What a come down for Portsmouth. Went all the way back down to League 2. Came back up to League 1, to be fair. But I think I predicted them in the past couple of seasons as well to get promoted. And I think they've slowly started falling because 8th 2 seasons ago, 5th 3 seasons, so 5th 3 seasons ago, 8th 2 seasons ago, 10th last season. And I don't want to say they'll fall, but I think they're going to hold steady. I think they're going to still finish 10th this season. I think that's how I'm going to say it. Because every time I predict them for promotion, they won't get it. But I bet you, I can tell you now, for a tenner, because I'm not predicting promotion this time, they're going to get it. They're going to get promotion. They're going to go up. Because I simply haven't predicted it. Bastards is what they are. Nah, I love Portsmouth fans. I love the club. So fair play to them. Sheffield Wednesday. This is where, because we've also got Shrewsbury and Wycombe. This is where it gets a bit dicey. I want to predict Sheffield Wednesday and Wycombe in playoffs. But there's only one playoff spot, and the next spot below that is 12th. So I think maybe a little bit of movement here. But Sheffield Wednesday, I can comfortably say, will finish playoffs again. I'm going to put them 4th. But the thing is, I believe Wycombe will also be up there. Because it was a surprise they got there in the first place, but they did do it. So fair fucks to them. Were they hold on. Give me a minute. Were they in League 2 in the 2021 season? Oh, no, they would have been in the Championship, wouldn't they? Never mind. I'm an idiot. Don't worry, I'm an idiot. But I thought they went from League 2 and got promoted in League 1 and got in the playoffs. I was like, wait. But we'll get to them in a second. But Sheffield Wednesday, I think, are a cert for playoffs. Whether they win them is a different matter. I'm going to predict my playoff winner when I know the playoff teams. I mean, out of the gate right now, I'd probably say it's going to be Ipswich that go up for the playoffs. I want them to. But I'm going to predict it properly more towards the end of the season. I'll put it in the spreadsheet. I won't make a video on it, but I'll put it in the spreadsheet and I'll put playoff in the little brackets next to the team that I think is going to win the playoffs. But anyway, up next is Shrewsbury. I can confidently say this team will finish mid-table. There's 12th or 13th left. They're not going to finish 12th or 13th. I'm going to swap them about. But Shrewsbury, I can confidently say, won't be in the playoffs. And of course, that just leaves one spot for Wycombe. I put Shrewsbury 13th and Wycombe 12th, but of course I'm gonna swap them. I'm gonna put little numbers next to where I think they'll actually finish. So we'll just read through the table. Derby first, MK Dons second, Barnsley third. I think those are set. Sheffield fourth. I think I could probably take two. This is where it gets difficult. Give me a second, guys. Right, so this is where it gets to the nitty-gritty. Ipswich is kind of a I want it to happen rather than it will happen prediction. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop Peterborough. I don't think Wycombe will get playoffs, you know. I don't think they'll do it this season. I'm going to put Wycombe 7th. I'm going to put... No, I'm going to leave the top 6 as they are. I'm going to leave the top 6 as they are. The other teams below them are going to go down a position here. Plymouth 8th, Bolton 9th, Oxford 10th, Portsmouth 11th, and Charlton 12th. So that's our top half set. Give me my nose keeps running again. Bear with me. Might be a little bit. Might have to go on live support here to get through to the end of the video on my nose. Right, so that's the top 12 selected. Now this is just kind of where I think they'll come at this point. I think I'm going to move Accrington up to 13th. Then what? Then what? I don't actually know. Do I have the balls to put Forest Green in 14th? Or is it someone else that goes there? I think my bottom 4 is set. The teams that I think are going to go down. Morecambe, Bristol, Exeter, Fleetwood. I think they're going to go down. Port Vale, I'm going to put 20th. I think they're going to just scrape it. Lincoln 19th. Cambridge 18th. Burton 17th. So that's the toss-up between Shrewsbury. I think Shrewsbury will go up a little bit. I'm going to say 16th. Cheltenham 15th, Forest Green 14th. I think that's what we're going to go with, just to avoid any complication and confusion. So the table is as follows. We're going to read it out, and it'll be in the spreadsheet, of course, just in case anyone's confused. So first place is Derby, second place is MK Dons, third place is Barnsley, fourth place is Sheffield Wednesday, fifth place is Ipswich, sixth place is Peterborough, seventh place is Wycombe, eighth place is Plymouth, ninth place is Bolton, 10th place is Oxford, 11th is Portsmouth, 12th is Charlton Athletic, and that will finish the top half. Going into the bottom half, Accrington Stanley, 13th, 14th will be Forest Green, 15th will be Cheltenham, 16th will be Shrewsbury, 17th will be Burton, 18th will be Cambridge, 19th will be Lincoln, 20th will be Port Vale, 21st will be Morecambe, 22nd will be Bristol Rovers, 23rd will be Exeter City, and bottom of the league will be Fleetwood Town. So if anyone didn't get all that, if anyone doesn't understand all that, I apologise, but also it will be in the spreadsheet and you can take a look fully there. But ladies and gentlemen, those are my League One predictions. It may not make a lot of sense. Of course, it's the league I have the least knowledge on. League Two predictions will be out very, very soon as well. But I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope I've not got too many wrong. If you guys want to leave your predictions, either like top 6 or bottom 4 in the comments, or even if you want to leave a comment of your full predictions, tell me all your predictions. I don't mind. Just say something if you want to. Do whatever you want. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed my predictions, even if they are wrong. And I'll see you at the end of the season when we review these. Bye for now.